Social media, the digital anxiety machine that makes us believe everyone else is living their best lives, while you're here in sweatpants wondering why you didn't get invited to Karen's secret rooftop party. Have you ever noticed how the more choices we have, the more we hate them? It's like opening Netflix and 30 minutes later, you're watching nothing. That's the fear of missing out in a nutshell. Except instead of missing out on a good movie, you think you're missing out on life itself. The truth is, you're not missing out on anything, especially not anything meaningful. In fact, most of what you're jealous of never happened the way it looks online. But go ahead, let's keep scrolling through other people's fake highlight reels and wonder why we feel so empty. This modern anxiety is a paradox. The more we try to experience everything, the less we actually experience. But hey, nothing beats an empty soul with a killer social media feed, right? Spoiler alert, no one cares, and the ones who do, they're just as miserable as you. And missing out might actually be the best thing that ever happened to you. But fear not, there's a way out. It involves embracing the one thing social media doesn't want you to accept. You're supposed to miss out. I don't know if any of you remember, but it's called being human. But wait, you say, what if I'm missing out on something life-altering? That's what a clever marketing ploy wants you to think. And whether or not you show up to Sarah's wine tasting event won't tip the cosmic scales. As humans instinctively compare themselves to others, the pressure to keep up is primal, rooted in our need for social belonging and approval. Thanks to evolution, we're wired to constantly look over the neighbor's fence and feel terrible that their grass is not only greener, but also thriving. FOMO also ties into our deep-seated fear for social exclusion, which dates back to our caveman days. Sure, missing that Instagram post doesn't mean you'll be eaten by a predator, but good luck convincing your brain otherwise. Instant gratification culture also plays a deep role. With everything from news to dopamine hits at our fingertips, the desire for immediate satisfaction has intensified. It creates anxiety over missed opportunities, reinforcing the idea that if you're not in the loop right now, you're missing life's purpose. It's the new survival of the fittest. One last reason is that humans are loss aversion oriented species. Psychologically, we fear losing more than we enjoy gaining. FOMO is just the mental fear of not experiencing something others are enjoying. You're not just missing the party, you're missing an experience that probably won't change your life. But your brain keeps insisting, what if? What else can capture the restless heart of one who has spent their life standing at the edge, watching the world pass them by? Every fleeting moment, a cruel reminder of time squandered, choices not made and paths never taken. For what is life but a slow burn of missing out, watching as others feast on experiences that seem just out of reach. And then, like a sudden gust, swept by the manic urge to catch it all, to be everywhere, to experience everything, as though the mere act of trying could fill the void. How tenderly it clings to the illusion that somehow it can outrun its own dissatisfaction, as if grasping at the lives of others will mend the fracture within its own. But it never does. The more the soul chases, the emptier it becomes, and yet it continues. The cycle repeats, spiraling into a desperation as vast and endless as time itself. FOMO is nothing but a shiny, hollow distraction, a clever trick that keeps you running in circles, chasing after experiences that don't really matter. Soren Kierkegaard once described living in the aesthetic stage, where life is all about the pursuit of pleasure, novelty, and temporary highs. And that's exactly what FOMO feeds off, our hunger for the next exciting thing. The more we chase, the emptier we feel, because these moments aren't rooted in meaning. They're just a bunch of noise. FOMO blinds us to what truly matters by making us hyper-focused on what others are doing. It pulls us away from living authentically. We start defining success by shallow metrics. How many parties we went to, how many places we checked off our bucket list. We're not living for ourselves anymore. We're living to keep up with everyone else's highlight reel. Now here's a radical idea. What if missing out is actually the best thing that could happen to you? Not so crazy of an idea in a world that's constantly pulling you in a million different directions. Maybe learning to say no becomes a superpower. Not failure, but freedom. Every time you say no to something meaningless, you're saying yes to what really matters. It's about reclaiming your time and energy. You don't need to be everywhere, do everything, or attend every random event to feel fulfilled. In fact, being selective can lead to a more intentional, richer life. So how do we break free from this endless chase? It starts by embracing the moment you're in, rather than fearing the ones you're missing. Philosophers like the Stoics had this figured out long before Instagram was a thing. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's the essence of Stoic philosophy. Focus on what's within your control. You can't control what everyone else is doing, or what you might be missing, but you can control how present you are in your own life. You're not missing out on life, you're missing out on an illusion. FOMO is a clever trick your brain plays, a mental trap designed to keep you forever chasing, never satisfied. But the more you run after it, the further you drift off from your own sense of purpose. The answers you're looking for aren't out there in someone else's story. They're right here, in your own life, in the moments you choose to be fully present for.